New information has emerged from the war in Ukraine. This information did not come from Western intelligence or Ukrainian officials. It appears to come directly from inside the Russian military itself. Leaked documents have revealed staggering casualty figures for the Russian army in 2025. These records paint a grim picture of the conflict, one the Kremlin has worked hard to conceal. The numbers are stark and difficult to comprehend. They tell a story of immense human loss over a very short period. The leaked data covers the first 8 months of 2025. In just 243 days, Russia suffered 281,550 casualties. This figure is broken down into several categories. 86,744 were killed in action, 158,529 were wounded, 33,966 are missing in action. For the first time, we are seeing what appears to be Russia's own accounting of the devastating cost. To truly understand the scale of these leaked numbers, we need context. Before this leak, Western intelligence assessed Russia's total casualties had surpassed 1 million. In June 2025, the British Ministry of Defense estimated roughly 1,250 casualties per day. The new Russian-sourced data aligns with and reinforces these grim assessments. It suggests the high casualty rate has been sustained for months. The official Soviet dead in a decade in Afghanistan were about 15,000. This leak shows over 5 times that in 8 months. The Soviets lost around 126,000 in that offensive, and captured major objectives. Modern Russia has lost comparable numbers while failing to capture Pokrovsk. The leaked ratio shows roughly 1 killed for every 1.8 wounded. Modern forces usually achieve far more wounded per death. This points to failures in evacuation and care. Many wounded appear not to be evacuated in time, and are left to die. A war of attrition, relentless artillery, drones, and brutal assaults drives these numbers ever higher. Behind every number in these documents is a human story. On the front lines, the casualty rate breeds constant fear and dwindling morale. Reports have emerged of entire units being decimated. The center group of forces lost over 31,000 killed and wounded. Survivors suffer profound psychological trauma. Some resort to self-inflicted wounds to escape the front, an indicator of unbearable conditions. Trust in commanders, and the mission is breaking down. Back in Russia, losses can no longer be completely hidden. Every soldier killed, wounded, or missing leaves a family behind. Mothers, fathers, wives, children. The missing category condemns families to agonizing uncertainty. Payments are offered, especially in poor regions, but money cannot replace a life. As graves multiply, the social fabric strains in towns across Russia. These explosive figures were published by a Ukrainian state-run project called Hochu Jit, I Want to Live. It's operated by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, the GUR. It runs a hotline and a website to help Russian soldiers surrender safely. They report tens of thousands of inquiries since launch. They did not disclose how the records were obtained, protecting sources and methods. Possibilities include a mole in the MOD or command, or a cyber operation. The data's specificity, unit-level losses, and equipment counts lends authenticity. It closely aligns with independent Western tracking of Russian losses. Moscow calls it propaganda, but cross-source consistency suggests a chilling reality. Beyond surrenders, the project is psychological warfare, offering a path other than a pointless death. It undercuts Kremlin control by reminding soldiers they have a choice. Acquiring and publishing apparent internal Russian records is a significant intelligence win for Ukraine. Wars aren't just fought on battlefields, they're fought on balance sheets. Every destroyed machine is billions in aggregate written off. Salaries, sign-on bonuses, and compensation to families are ballooning line items. As the dead and wounded climb into the hundreds of thousands, costs surge. Recruitment bonuses rose from about 1.5 million to 2 million rubles, projected 2.5 million. At current rates, bonuses alone approach 0.5% of GDP annually. That excludes salaries, pensions, and lifelong medical care. Military spending diverts resources from health, education, and infrastructure. Even the Kremlin signals a slight defense cut in 2026 to stem turmoil. Ukrainian strikes on fuel infrastructure trigger shortages and rising prices nationwide. The war's costs are now felt directly in Russian homes. Russia can't afford this intensity indefinitely, and it can't afford to lose. To offset losses, the Kremlin runs a relentless recruitment machine. For every new soldier signed, another is killed, wounded, or missing. The army runs in place. Large bonuses prey on economic desperation in poorer regions. Prisoners, including violent offenders, are recruited, often formed into Storm Z assault units. Vulnerable Central Asian migrants face enlistment pressure, threats of deportation, or permit revocation. A bill enables year-round conscription, expanding call-up power. Many are rushed to the front with minimal preparation. Cannon fodder. Command relies on overwhelming numbers. Meat assaults against fortifications. Results on the ground and the leaked numbers show catastrophic failure. Even massed forces near Pokrovsk failed to break through. Deep issues in command, communications, logistics, and tactics persist. An army feared for scale has proved inflexible against a modern, determined defender. Staggering casualties, equipment losses, and a failing strategy equal a collapse in slow motion. A battalion's worth killed or missing per day. An army dismantled from within. Even elite formations like the 1st Tank Army and airborne units have been bled white. Officers, tank crews, and special operators take years to replace, lost in months. Mobilization and emigration hollow out the economy and society. You can print rubles and draft men, but not reverse systemic decay. Time is not on Russia's side. Losses will outpace recruitment. These numbers cut through propaganda, revealing a brutal reality. For Ukraine, they validate a hard defense against a larger invader. They strengthen the case for continued international support. Policymakers gain clarity on Russia's vulnerabilities and how to contain aggression. 281,550 casualties in 8 months, human tragedy and strategic failure pointing to an inevitable reckoning.